What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies Podcast in Mr. Cincinnati. And as always, I'm joined by the podcast dad himself. Choops, how we doing, buddy?
What a night of wrestling, my friend. What did we say last week about this show? It had to deliver after everything that AEW's been through over the last month. Dude, I think it exceeded expectations, but I'm going to let you get your plugs in. But, man, this show was amazing.
I am inclined to agree, but yes, before we get into everything, as always, welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. Make sure to hit that QR code in the top left corner. Like, share, subscribe, turn those notifications on so you know when we are live. Make sure to follow Main Event Wrestling Network on all podcast platforms, all social media platforms. If you want blogs, you want fan art, you just want overall good content from great people, check it out, see for yourself. Yeah, this weekend it's here. It's Action Wrestling Week. Yeah, well, okay. Buy a mug, support the merch store. I have. There's a method to the madness here. Now you're just interrupting my flow.
No, I was just making sure that you remembered. That's what a good co-host does.
I appreciate that. I greatly do support our merch store. But more importantly, it is Action Wrestling Week, 6-year anniversary show, main event, Landon Hale, Mustafa Ali, sponsored by the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. It is here. Are you excited?
Yeah, I am. It was. I think last week really is what kind of was that wake up call for me, man. With Landon being on and seeing that video again and just getting hyped for it, like
yeah.
Ooh. The card that they've announced so far looks really, really good. Yeah, I'm ready to take another trip to Georgia. I will be the wheelman this time. That'll be an interesting car ride because the music is going to be a lot different.
It is going to be a lot different, but to be fair, I mean, we survived Indianapolis. I mean, that was a 90-minute drive. This is a little bit longer this time, but I didn't hate anything that you played music-wise.
No, we're going to break it up,
but I didn't hate anything.
Well, you might get some wiggles on the shuffle this time around, so I apologize ahead of time. But the podcast dad has to keep the podcast children happy.
That's fair. I get it. I will not complain about the Wiggles playing on the road trip mix. We both know I'm going to, but I'll do my best.
You will enjoy it. You will actually. You won't hate their music. I'm going to tell you that now, but we'll get into it.
If anybody else out there knows about the Wiggles, go ahead and comment in the chats because I don't know what to expect. It's been a while since I was a kid.
That's all I'll say.
And we got this from Kromanaka, awesome pay-per-view of the year. No, I mean,
yes.
I think okay.
Let's get into it. Let's get right into it.
No, absolutely. This is. I'm gonna let you start this. You're excited. You want to make the argument for show of the year. So have at it, brother.
This was 100% show of the year, top to bottom. Every match was very good and very special for a different reason. Whether it was Willow finally winning that title, whether it was seeing the House of Black wrestle Edge, who would have had that on your bingo card? Not me.
Right.
Whether it was your 1, 2, 3, 4 match of the year, 5 match of the year candidates on the card. And definitely one that's going to win the match of the year.
Yes.
But an argument for 4 others that could have won match of the year. I mean, what a show, dude. From opening from the opening, not the pre-show. The pre-show was okay. But from the opening match to the final match, hooked. And I watched, and I see what I did there with your shirt. Hooked.
I did.
I did not watch all of it last night. I watched some of it when I got home today. Because Sunday pay-per-views, Tony Khan, come on Saturdays. But it was amazing. How can you say it was not?
And this is another point from Kromanaka. Pay-per-view, hoping for a different stage design outside of that pay-per-view of the year. WrestleMania is a joke next to this pay-per-view. Now, and I think I wouldn't necessarily what you can't.
Let's not get crazy there. Let's not say joke.
Yeah. I mean, they're just two different forms of the same product. I mean, and let me preface this by saying that I think, unless something, we'll see how the rest of the year goes. But for me, they're at tie for the show of the year. I think that there are a lot of arguments that could be made for both. Whether it be the sports entertainment story standpoint or the pure athleticism that we saw at Dynasty, both have great arguments to be made. I also, I wouldn't necessarily consider it a joke either, but I do think that both of these merit that consideration. So let's get right on into it. And yeah, Kromanaka, we agree. I mean, that was not the, it was a terrible match, but we're looking, overall at the entirety of the card for night 2. And while, yes, not everything delivered on Saturday night, I think that there's some arguments that can be made
let's not make a mistake here. Dynasty head and shoulders over night 1 of WrestleMania.
Yes.
Night 2, there's definitely that argument for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So we want to go match by match on this one, or what do you think?
We can do that real quick. Do you want to touch on the pre-show or anything on the pre-show that caught your eye?
I enjoyed, first of all, Shane Taylor Promotions is definitely growing on me. I love their style of presentation. Lee Moriarty's a technical wizard. If you've not seen it, do yourselves a favor. Check out Lee Moriarty versus Trish Adora. I think this was like a 15 or 16 match, and they just tech wrestled for the first 7 or 8 of it before anybody threw a strike. So definitely worth it. And a little love from Mr. Gagliardi, looking sharp today. So there you go, rocking Zicky Dice shirt and all.
So my biggest gripe was Jay White on the pre-show. I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Like, Jay White needs to come on. You have such a talent in Jay White. That's my only gripe. That is my only gripe about the pre-show. Like, I feel like he should have been on the main card. I feel like he should be out of the trios division, but
yeah.
I'm gonna hold my breath and see what happens. I feel like it's been a little bit underwhelming, Jay White and AEW so far.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I do love the Bullet Club Gold theme music, so if anybody can find that and let me know on YouTube where it is. It slaps. But I would agree.
And it is weird that they're already unifying titles. Like, this
was the right idea for these.
Yeah, but we're going to see it with all the Ring of Honor titles. Is this kind of a message, or what do you think this is? What do you think this is leading to? Anything specific, or just these set of titles?
Yeah, I think it's just these set of titles. It's hard to support a trios division, on each show. Mm-hmm. I think, especially Ring of Honor is only an hour. There's not really a whole lot that's being done with that time to elevate or further those trios titles. We're seeing Bullet Club Gold on Collision and Dynamite way more often than we are on Ring of Honor TV. So I am fine with it for this set here. I think I'm going to leave everything else alone for a while. But yeah, I think for this one set, it's cool. I was telling my brother this. I had a bold prediction that Caster might turn heel on Anthony Bowens after this match since they lost. Didn't seem to be the case, but you kind of have to wonder what is next for the Acclaimed here. Do you think that they are getting stagnant at all? Need to do something different?
I don't. It's depth in your trios division. It's depth in your tag division. I don't see any reason to break them up.
Yeah. As far as this, I would just say it's the same trios design, black strap. I think that custom pink one was just for the Acclaimed, but I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not looking for like a new belt design or anything right now. That's just my guess.
I could see it. As we've seen with WWE and their tag titles, any reason to create new titles is give a promoter any reason to create titles, and they will.
Those new ones are nice.
The SmackDown ones are.
Yeah, I know.
So nice.
Inject that in my veins right now.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Are we?
Right. No. Let's get back to AEW. Okada and Pac.
What an opener! I mean, that was that was the way to kick off this show, and that really set the tone for what we saw the rest of the night. I mean, these guys have just electric chemistry between the two of them. I mean, this was equal parts strong style. This was equal parts athleticism, flipping around. It was perfect. Loved it. Everything about it.
Pac is so good at selling. It is insane. Those DDTs that he took. I don't think he was selling. The one on the floor. Like, I don't think he was selling when he, hit the red arrow, and the knees hit him right in the face, but that was yes, he always does. It's that was a great way to open the show. Okada, I think, is doing very well with this Continental Crown title. Like, I like that they gave it to Eddie Kingston to let him win it and all that good stuff, but he looks right with it. We'll see exactly what it looks like moving forward. Again, they might have too many titles, as we'll talk about another title on the show here in a little bit. But yeah, another big card title because you have all this talent. I don't hate it right now, but if these guys run it back, I'm in. And this was one of those ones that I'm like, this could have been match of the show, and it opened. Like, it was just like full speed ahead. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, this I think that we will get a return on this one. Hopefully, Double or Nothing. But yeah, this was, we're used to seeing tag matches open a show and really kind of get the crowd going. Like, this was perfect. It just got everybody talking and it got everybody going, kept that energy real hot. Next up, we had House of Black taking on Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe in a trios match. I liked it overall. I didn't really understand much of the story as to why these guys were all kind of mixing it up, but I imagine it had something to do with the Cope Open. Yeah.
I actually enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. I was in the same boat as you. Like, I don't really understand why everybody's teaming here, but like it's pretty damn good. And I think we might get Copeland Malachi for the TNT title, and I'm like, I don't hate that. Like, that's something I would watch in a one-on-one setting. It's fun to see this kind of, and it's unfortunate that it happened, but this kind of career resurgence of Mark Briscoe. That's something that's been really cool to watch. And then Eddie Kingston, he's won Kyle over. Kyle won't say it in the chat, but he's won Kyle over. And then the House of Black, man, that's one of the best groups that AEW has. Like, the presentation is fantastic. It's just, it was a very fun match. I didn't need a ton of story behind it. It was just a really good wrestling match.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this on paper, it was just kind of, this is fine. But then once we got to watching it, I mean, there was nothing that I actively disliked about it. Something that Kyle pointed out in the chat last night was the fact that Cope got the Black Mist from Malachi. Point out that might have been, is that the sign of the beginning of a heel turn? We saw that with Julia Hart and seen that with Sky Blue as well. Is it time to do the slow burn with Copeland?
Oh man, are we bringing the Judgment Day to AEW?
Oh God, okay, no. Let's okay. No.
I don't need to see Cope as a heel. I'm having fun with kind of this legend run and kind of let him go out there and have fun. I don't need to see a heel Adam Copeland right now.
Okay. That's fine. Oh yeah. Okay. And that was the podcast. That was your son that brought that up. So yeah.
Oh, get it right.
Sorry.
And you hit the mic. Look at you. He's flustered, Kyle. You flustered him. Oh, we're back, baby. Did you miss me?
Well, you are driving this weekend, so yeah, sure. I missed you.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
Anyway, any final thoughts on this match?
No, just it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Here. All right. Willow Nightingale defeats Julia Hart, new TBS champion. Yes. Well deserved. She's 100% that chick. I mean, just it's hard not to enjoy anything that Willow Nightingale does. This is perfect. This is the right. This is the match that needs to happen next. Mercedes has come out and called her shot. Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
Looks like the debut. I mean, seems like this might be a rather short title reign for Willow Nightingale, but they're going to make it count.
Yeah, that's the only disappointing part is it does look like it's going to be a short title reign. But Willow's deserved it. I mean, she's earned everything she's gotten. I remember when she debuted and, somebody connects with like an audience when the podcast mom goes, oh, I kind of like her. like right away.
Yeah.
Like when I'm sitting there just watching a random Dynamite when she came out, and she was like interested and wanted to watch the match, and now is a fan of Willow. So that's how you know you connect with an audience, is when you can get those real casual fans. And like, she has worked so hard to get where she needs to be. And Julia Hart deserves her flowers as well. Let's not skip past that. She did very well. She improved. I think she leveled up very well with the TBS title. Sorry, there's so many titles in AEW, guys. But match was a little shorter than I wanted it to be, but I can see why it was so short with the rest of the card. But yeah, Willow winning is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree, and this is, we're getting to see what would have happened in New Japan, between Willow and Mercedes. So yeah, I'm certainly not mad that we're getting that match. I would rather see this be a trilogy of some sort. I can understand not wanting to pin Mercedes right away, but it's got to be something that they can do to keep it so that this isn't such a one and done feeling title defense. Yeah.
Well, we got to find out who attacked Mercedes too. We don't know who, and Willow got attacked too. So we don't know who. Does that play a factor in the double or nothing match? Does something like that happen? We don't know.
I feel like it's got Chris Statlander written all over it. That's just me.
It might.
Well, for the one of the more emotional matches on the card, Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly for the International Championship. Let me just start by saying I know how you feel about Undisputed Kingdom, but you can't deny that Roderick Strong has had quite the run with this International Championship. If AEW wasn't around, he's not doing this on a WWE pay-per-view. Like, they're not, he's not an Intercontinental Champion or a US champion. No way. Hell, he's, I don't even think North America champion would be in the cards for him at that point where he was on the card. But this was a great match. I loved everything about this.
Yeah, number 2 of match, could have been match of the year candidates. Like, could have easily been match of the show. I really, really enjoyed this match. It is so much fun. And you said, like, seeing Roderick Strong in the ring and doing what he does best. Seeing Kyle O'Reilly back in the ring is amazing. Really he is so good. He is so underrated, and I think people are going to start seeing that again now that he's back, like how good he really is with his style of wrestling. But yeah, it was very good. Told a good story. Looks like my big friend Wardlow might be kicked out of the group here soon with that look from Adam Cole. Does that mean Kyle O'Reilly's coming in that group? Which I wouldn't hate. I think that would do much more to legitimize this group than having Wardlow in it.
That's fair. And before I get to my thoughts on the kind of the next iteration of this group, I think it was Excalibur that pointed this out or like made this comparison. Roderick Strong as this generation's Dean Malenko, and I can't unhear it. Ooh. Like, that is like, I mean, because that's like, they both are so technically proficient in sound. Their issue is they don't necessarily always have the most charisma, but they can go in the ring when you need them to do. And this
will be, wrestling. Does that make Kyle O'Reilly like the Chris Benoit? Because same thing, he doesn't cut the best promos, but my God, can he go in the ring? Like, the Dean Malenko comparison's perfect. Wrestling wise, folks.
No,
get it twisted. And I know that's weird. It's still terrible to say, but like, wrestling wise and character wise, like, I could see Kyle O'Reilly being that just kind of silent killer that just amazing in the ring.
From that respect, yes, I could see that for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like Kyle said, this was wrestling. This was just a great wrestling match. I mean, that was, if anybody was worried about, what Kyle O'Reilly could do coming back from injury, I think those worries are well out the window here.
I want so badly to see Bryan Danielson and Kyle O'Reilly. I want that so badly. It's not even funny. That is the one match that I want to see Danielson do right now.
I like it. No, that's a good one.
It'd be so much fun. It would be like, I feel like it would be like that the Finn Balor Kyle O'Reilly match. You remember that one?
Oh
They
yeah,
just
yeah,
beat the
yeah.
piss out of each other. I feel
It's
like it
just
would be
good,
something
yeah.
like that. Oof.
I like where your head's at. I like where your
Oof.
head's at. So
What
I
do you
guess
feel
we have
about
to talk
Wardlow
about.
getting kicked out? Real quick.
Yeah. So
You care.
at this point, no. I applaud them for trying. I think, and this is just my 2 cents, but I think that the end of the road is coming for Wardlow and AEW. I just don't know what more that you can do to get him over or make him a main eventer. I had the perfect opportunity here to try to do it with this title shot that he won, but then he used it within the first 2 weeks. Like,
And got dominated.
build something with it. Give him something to work. At least give it a hard fought loss, so that way, even if we do get to the same result of Adam Cole turning on Wardlow, he at least comes out of it better than he would have just getting dominated and trounced out of the group.
Do you see him reuniting with MJF? Because that was the best that he was. Yeah, I obviously respect that.
No,
I did see that. That was a pretty wicked car accident.
yeah, seriously.
Like, that was the best Wardlow has been, was when he was attached to MJF. Could you see that happening again?
I mean, sure, it's possible. Do I want to see it again? No, because it's just kind of like, all right, well, we're just going back to what worked, but what do we always worry about when it comes to AEW? The follow-up. So we've seen that movie before, and the follow-up wasn't great.
Well, maybe this is it. Like, it could be like a Trick Mello thing where it's just these guys are just bound together for the rest of their careers.
Which is all well and good, but they don't seem to care, or there's not a whole lot of faith in what he does when he's not linked up with MJF. I mean, this was a chance to really try to break out and do something here, and having the benefit of Adam Cole and kind of the some of the underlying elements of Undisputed Era, which was very successful for NXT. This should have been the time to do it, and especially with Adam Cole on the mend, and I think that, there were a lot of stories, leading up to Dynasty as far as the severity of the injury or any complications that he might be dealing with right now. So,
he was walking.
no boot, no nothing. So it's like, it was good. It's good to see that. I just think that in that time that he was away, there was more that they could have done to establish Wardlow like they did with Roderick Strong. At least, Roddy seemed to kind of be the de facto number one without Adam Cole when he's not there. Wardlow could very easily have just been the heavy, and that would have worked perfectly.
Well, and the other thing too is we don't didn't he tweak his knee in one of those matches too? We don't know how much that affected him or something like that. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, everybody that listens knows how I feel about Wardlow. I want them to make me care. Like, I think Wardlow is uber talented, but make me care. So we can talk about your favorite match on the card now.
Don't do that. Don't even that. Like,
this match wasn't
not
bad.
Even. I
didn't hate it.
No, it took me a while to get into it. I very much enjoyed the finish. Chris Jericho defeated Hook for the FTW Championship. This match was entirely too long for me.
Okay.
It was. I didn't need 16 minutes of this. I think you could have gotten the same result with 10. If that's,
Do you think this gets Hook out of the FTW division?
I hope so. But that just brings me to another question: is what exactly is this division?
Like, it seems like it's their hardcore division, right?
Yeah, and I mean, anything goes. False count anywhere, fine. I mean,
and there could be a place in AEW for that. And if Jericho's the hardcore champion, I don't hate it. Because, I mean, realistically,
everybody in St. Louis hated that match.
That's fair. But what are they actually doing with that title? Did it elevate Hook at all? Because didn't they say combined he's held it for like over 500 days? Yeah,
I guess.
Did it elevate Hook at all holding that title? No.
I mean, you could make the argument that he got the world title match out of it, but that had to do more with social media than any.
I also didn't remember he was holding the title at the time. Like, I forgot.
Fair.
So if this is your kind of lower card hardcore title, Chris Jericho holding it I don't hate it. If I just get crazy hardcore matches and we're in this kind of, and again, stay with me. I'm just throwing out a comparison, like a Terry Funk WCW hardcore champion era out of Chris Jericho. I'm okay with that. Like, he's not in the world title scene. He's not in the higher mid card title scene. So what if he does hardcore matches? I'm cool with that. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I think for me, I don't necessarily need Chris Jericho on my TV screen anymore. Like he didn't look bad in this match, but yeah, exactly. Like I mean, we have seen, you know, veterans that have hung around too long, and you've seen how it's just a bad match that you're watching. This wasn't necessarily it. It's just more. Excuse me. I don't, you know, it's legendary career, 5 different decades. It's starting to feel like he's a caricature of himself at times, and that's you know, that it's just not for me.
But that's what I'm saying is maybe this is kind of that wind down era where he just becomes the hardcore guy, and we saw it with Terry Funk and we loved it. Like, I don't hate where it is right now. If this levels Hook up to move up to a higher mid card title, which I think we all think he's capable of doing, perfect.
Yeah.
And Jericho kind of does the lower to mid card hardcore run. Again, I don't hate it. I know you have your feelings. Does it tarnish his legacy? I don't know, but
no, I wouldn't even say that. I wouldn't make that argument that it tarnishes his legacy per se. It's more of just, you know, when have you or when was the last time that you heard somebody chant at a wrestling show, "Please retire"?
I think it was 2015. I was at the Arnold Classic in Columbus, and I saw Kevin Owens wrestle Alex Riley, and everybody hated Alex Riley.
Okay, all right.
I don't know if I got to please retire, but that was the heat that Jericho was getting last night. Like, everybody just did not want Alex Riley around.
Yeah, and that's kind of just what it's starting to feel like with Chris Jericho now. I mean, usually he's got his finger on the pulse of when it is time to go away and refresh and reinvent. And it just seems like these last couple of iterations that we've seen are just, I don't know.
I don't know. I think as long as Taz is in AEW, I think Hook's going to be in AEW.
They'll at least make a run at him, I think.
I guarantee they make a run at him, but Tony's got stupid money.
I also didn't know that we've done this 2 straight weeks of Alex Riley.
2 straight weeks.
That's
wow. Say it to my face, huh?
Look at us. I feel like, all right, now I'm getting deja vu. I feel like you did that last week too.
Man, I don't remember anything from last week. Let's be honest.
That's fine. That's okay.
Cool.
Anything else on this match?
No, I just, again, didn't hate it. Not as much as everybody else did, but.
Yeah, I can't say I care about this anymore either.
I don't care about any.
It is what it is.
Version of Jericho at the moment, but again, if he's not in the mid card scene or the world title scene, and he's just having fun hardcore matches, I'm okay.
And Kyle's the perpetrator, so yeah.
Oh man!
So, Timeless Toni Storm defeated Thunder Rosa to retain the Women's World Championship. Thunder Rosa finally back to form after a couple of years away. I mean, this was a great match. This was I think kind of that return to form that we were waiting for.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It was kind of the we've seen this kind of silly matches with Toni Storm, and we kind of wanted the more serious side of the actual wrestler of Toni Storm, and Thunder Rosa brought it out. It's good to see Thunder Rosa back. She's very, very good. The women's division seems a little bit deeper at the moment, and it's good to see. You still have Deanna, who showed up on the card. You still have Mariah May. You still have a Jamie Hayter out there that needs to come back. You still have a Britt Baker that needs to come back. Like, they have plenty of challengers, I think, for Toni moving forward. But yeah, this was a really good match. Again, Thunder Rosa being back is just good for everybody.
Yeah, I agree. I think that we're still kind of seeing, trying to figure out where Tony's title run is going to take her. It doesn't seem like we're going to get Tony versus Mercedes, at least not within the next few months, which is fine. Keep them away from each other. But who do you think is next to step up?
What's next? Double or Nothing?
Yes.
I could see a 4-way. I could see Tony, okay. Deanna, Thunder, and Mariah May.
That'd be cool. All right.
And then you got to think Wembley's Jamie Hayter, right?
I hope so. I mean, I'm so ready for her to come back.
The story tells itself. Tony was the one that took the title off her. So
yeah,
I hope so. I hope so.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know, but yeah, as you should be. I don't see anything wrong with it.
But yeah, I think Double or Nothing. You do the 4-way. Get Deanna and Thunder back on the card and add that kind of Mariah May twist in there to liven it up.
So,
yes,
the best wrestling match of 2024 took place last night, and so far it's not even close. Will Ospreay defeated Bryan Danielson. Good Lord.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know what else to say.
I don't know what you say that hasn't been said. This was amazing. We all thought it would be, and I want to say it probably over delivered. It was just it was perfect. This will go up there as one of my favorite matches ever. This was just from start to finish, technical, high flying. Ospreay doing crazy stuff. Danielson just selling like crazy. I mean, people were concerned at when he took that Tiger Driver. It was just dude, this match was amazing. If you watch anything this year, go watch that match.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one that, if you're in wrestling school, you're going to be studying that match. It just everything about their chemistry is just off the charts. I mean, vibes were immaculate for that match. I've never heard a "We're not worthy" chant at a wrestling show, and and you could feel it as you're watching. It's just it's almost too to look at it on a little bit.
And this is why AEW is important. It is important to have AEW so we can have stuff like this. I know we're critical of AEW from a weekly television standpoint, but we wouldn't be getting matches like this. This was we talk about match of the year. This might be match of the decade. I mean, that's how good this match was. I mean, it was 35 minutes. Didn't feel like 35 minutes.
Not
at all. And it the moment that they both went to the corner and just ran at each other, dude, that felt like something out of a movie. It was just amazing. You have two wrestlers that I don't know the difference between. Oh, it did. Oh,
apparently,
no. Oh, no. Two wrestlers that will be up there for Wrestler of the Year. I don't know who you vote for. I probably vote for Danielson just because I love Danielson. But Ospreay is nothing to shake a stick at. I mean, look at his 3 matches since signing with Takeshita, with Kyle Fletcher, and now this. It's the sky is the limit for this dude. And Wembley, that's going to be nuts. Whatever he does.
Kenny gets well. Yeah, right.
I don't know if Kenny's going to be there.
I know a guy can dream though. Before we go on to the next match, since Kyle pointed out Frozone, I'd like to show you something I came across on Twitter just now.
Oh, jeez.
3 best friends that anybody could have. Mr. Gagliardi showing off that he's watching us on his big screen right now. We certainly appreciate the support.
Do we both have our eyes closed?
People always get just pictures at the worst times of us. It's it's okay. That's okay. Also, remember to share, and subscribe. But
buy a mug.
Also, yeah, definitely buy a mug, buy a tank, buy a beanie, buy a cap.
No, we don't have caps.
Okay, buy a beanie, buy 2 beanies. How about that? Young Bucks FTR4 ladder match for the vacant World Tag Team Championships. Young Bucks are the first and only 3-time tag team champions in company history.
Yeah,
not surprised.
No, this match was nuts. Borderline scary at some times.
Yeah.
Dax just leaking.
Yeah.
Like immediately, it was. This match was just crazy. Yes, you do get a prize. You are the official junkie of the day.
There you go.
Have fun. We'll send you the sticker in the mail. Yeah, it was just it was crazy. It's hard to follow up that match. I think this was well placed to do that, but for me, I don't like at this point watching wrestlers almost like this, where I'm like, oh my god, are they going to get hurt?
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah,
and that's not taking anything away from these guys, but the stakes are raised so much for a ladder match that sometimes it just gets a little too dangerous. And I don't want anybody to get hurt. Where there were a couple instances where it was like, oh my god, are they okay?
Matt bouncing his head off of the barricade and then the ladder bridge kind of slipping before they could execute the pile driver. Even that Hurricane Rana that Nick did to Dax through the table there also, didn't connect the way that I think they wanted it to. And
Cash Wheeler just destroying his body on that dive.
Yep.
Through the table was just, but it was a good match, right? It was. It was entertaining really as hell. Jack Perry's back. I told you he was going to join the Elite.
You did. You did.
I don't know what it does. I guess we'll find out. But he got a reaction.
He did. Yeah, they seemed surprised to see him and happy to see him, at least for the time being. We'll see where it goes.
We will see where it goes. He's one of those pillars that we need to see something, because I think those pillars have changed a little bit.
Yes, so. I agree completely. Main event time, bud. Swerve Strickland, Samoa Joe, AEW World Championship. Swerve has made history, the first black man to main event an AEW pay-per-view, first black AEW champion in company history. This could not have happened to a better person. He has worked his ass off since he's come to AEW, especially the last 6 to 8 months. I mean, after that match at Full Gear, I think we knew, okay, this is your guy right here.
It was obvious. He was over with the crowd. He puts on hell of a match every time he's out there. The connection that he has with people, it just, everybody does the dance. Everybody loves seeing him, and you could tell it meant a lot to him. In the moment, I think he got a little overtaken by emotion. Shout out to Samoa Joe for, I don't want to say saving the world title, but they were in a tough spot with Adam Cole getting hurt, MJF getting hurt, and Joe took it and
stepped up,
made it important and made that title feel like something. And now it's Swerve's title to run with. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave the floor to you because, as you said, the first African American to win the AEW title. So I obviously am white. I don't know if you people know that, but unfortunately, I'm not like Cody Rhodes.
What do you mean, you people?
Screw you. What does that mean for you, and what does that mean just going forward? Because I obviously again, white. So
yeah, I mean it's the old adage, representation matters in everything that we do. Wrestling has been a predominantly white male dominated industry for the better part of 200 plus years. It just those are the facts. But when you've got a guy like Swerve Strickland who has gotten over so organically, just being himself, and people are really buying into that and showing you that you can have a mainstream crossover star with massive appeal regardless of what their skin tone looks like, and the fact that we get this with Swerve Strickland, this felt like a real Kofi Mania type of moment of because you never know when you're going to see it. And that's not to say that wrestling promoters are intentional about that or anything like that. But, to know that you do get to see history, when that history can be very, very rare, and especially in an industry such as pro wrestling, this was really cool to see. I am hoping that this is a lengthy run with this title, because Swerve has come in as a character and shown that he deserves to be in the main event and deserves everything that AEW and Tony Khan can possibly give him to be as successful as possible. And I certainly hope that they do. Because again, it's important to see. So, congrats to Swerve. Loved everything about this match, and I can't wait to see what he does in 2024.
Do we finally get the Keith Lee match? 2 years in the making. Probably not.
No, I don't think so. Unfortunately,
So who's his first challenger? Do you think they run it back with Joe at Double or Nothing?
I would be fine with it. I mean, Joe's just not going to go into the good night like that.
No.
Joe is not going to. So I do think that this is a predictable rematch for Double or Nothing.
Or did they go Hangman?
I'm not ready to see them mix it. Let them cool off a little bit.
Ooh, I'm ready to see it. I want to see it again. They have such good chemistry, man. Like, I'm ready to see it again.
Okay.
I mean, it's like Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. Like, they make magic in the ring no matter what they do. We had Swerve win the first one. The second one was the draw. Run it back. Do best 2 out of 3 falls. Let's have some fun with it.
Okay. That's fair. I think Joe gets first crack again. I think he's just going to bully his way to the front of the line. Which I'm fine with. Yeah.
Do you see Ospreay and Swerve at Wembley? Or do you see Ospreay? Or you want to? I want to see him not touch for a while, because Ospreay is going to win that title. Yeah. He's going to win that title, but
that's a given.
I don't want it to be this soon.
Yeah,
not after Swerve winning.
Yeah, Swerve. I would like to see a bit of a lengthy title reign here, at least through Full Gear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, this show was
awesome.
And look at the names that were not on the show, like Jon Moxley, Kenny Omega, Takeshita, Darby Allin, MJF, like Adam Cole. Like, they have such a deep roster. It is insane. Yeah. And I think Wembley is going to be, if everybody's back and healthy, that's going to be nuts.
Yeah. I mean, we've thrown out show of the year for this one already. I think All In definitely has a shot at recapturing that magic again too.
It's positive momentum for the company. Yeah. Do you think this is gonna? I don't want to say turn around the company, because I think they're fine. But do you think this will give them a boost in attendance and ratings? Like, do you think this pay-per-view does it, or is it just, hey, AEW puts on great pay-per-views, TV? Meh.
Yeah. I'm willing to give them a little bit of grace here, because this is kind of their first foray into monthly pay-per-views. Yeah. And we were very critical of how they built to Dynasty in some respects. The CM Punk angle, like, you're getting the same result, I think, without having to have actually played the footage to do it. I think there's ways they could have alluded to it, used the word scapegoat, thrown it around, done some stuff like that. But I do. It's still about the follow up for me. We've got Double or Nothing coming in. Matter of 3 or 4 weeks at this point. Every second of television time is precious now. So you want to make sure that you're using it as efficiently as possible. We'll see. I'm gonna try to be cautiously optimistic. But I think if their absolute floor is, hey, they just put on great pay-per-views, the TV's meh to get there, I think that's okay too. Yeah. It's not going to stop me from buying them,
And guess what? Wrestling is so much fun right now.
It really is.
We just had WrestleMania Night 1,
or
Night 2, excuse me, where we saw everything that we saw. We have everything going on with the bloodline on SmackDown. We have Cody running with the title. We got Drew McIntyre and CM Punk going after. We have all this going on in AEW. Jon Moxley's the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Matt Hardy's back in TNA. Wrestling is so much fun right now. Just have fun with it. I know there's going to be some tribalism, and that's great. If you want to pick a side, pick a damn side. I'm here to enjoy wrestling because this might be the best time to be a wrestling fan.
It really is. It really is. I mean, that's not even counting anything that we've seen, from the likes of Action, GCW, Prestige. I mean, the list goes on. So, yeah, make sure to enjoy it. And seriously, if you don't have an IWTV subscription, come on, it's $10. Yeah, seriously.
I still is.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I say that out loud? I don't know.
Yeah. Also, Effie was robbed last night. That's all I'm going to say.
Ooh.
He should have won. I'm pretty pissed about that. Conversation for another time. Any final thoughts?
Oh man, what a way to start the week. We got Raw tonight. I don't know what happens. Get well soon, Seth Rollins. He had surgery on his knee.
Yep.
Same thing with Bryce Cannon. Get well soon.
Yeah, seriously.
Bryce went down with a knee injury as well.
Yep.
So, friend of the show, get well soon. And Landon, we will see you on Friday.
4 days. Let's get after it. Thank you guys so much. As always, hit that QR code, like, share, subscribe. If you know just one person that would enjoy this show, send it to them. Let them check it out and see what we are all about here at the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. Make sure to support our merch store. And yeah, let's just be cool. Let's be cool to each other. Yeah, buy a mug too. They're pretty great. They are dishwasher safe, by the way. I know you were worried about that.
Are they?
They are.
Good. Also buy a shirt.
Yeah, seriously.
Look. Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is. Look at that. Comfy shirt. And our hoodies are so comfy.
Yeah, mine should be here today. I'm pretty excited.
They're so, I mean, it's cold, so you should wear it. But thanks, guys.
I like it. Well, I'll do it first for today. But for the podcast dad and Mr. Cincinnati, thanks for watching the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. We'll be back tomorrow night at 6:30. Talk to y'all soon.